some Python today,
Yes,
which is exciting because I haven't done a lot of Python for a while. Did you used to do a lot of Python at Dropbox?
I did quite a lot of Python. Yes, and then Go.
Yeah. See, we're
Okay,
identifying
and echo.
where our echo comes from. Think we're good?
No.
There's somewhere else. Maybe it's this here. Did it stop?
Hello.
I think it stopped. Okay, and we're still coming through. Probably you can all hear us, but we can't tell. All right, great.
It's coming from that. I thought I muted
I
it.
think it. Well,
Oh, maybe it unmuted it at some point.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I should be mirroring because it's going to be hard to see. Oh, that'll be fine.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's the plan?
Well, so WebSockets are how Convex communicates to, like, from the browser usually to the server, or we've got a fancy WebSocket server set up to tell you exactly when your query has changed. I want to write some docs sometime on that part because
Yeah.
just like the magical part of, like, magically it just knows and it's not polling. I was trying to describe to people, but I was having trouble. Yeah, so that works great in.
Yeah. So we have a
JavaScript.
React client.
We have a React client.
That's the official one.
Right, right. Yes, let's look at. We've got some docs for that to pull up maybe. Yeah, great. Here's our React client. Oh no,
that's
here's
our
a
website.
nice marketing page. Start building. Then hop over to a dashboard. Don't pay attention to any secret things you might see here. So we could just use one of these existing ones.
Yeah.
For our client. Yeah, but if we go to something like ball shoot here, and oops, well, I guess not this one. Oh, interesting. Right, because I'd have to be running dev for it to work. Do you have anything that's live?
Yeah. Express opinions. -opinions.vercel.app. This is yeah. This is the one that I use for all of the tests.
Oh, great. Yeah. Convex.
So
Okay.
you can say that you agree or disagree that Convex is better than Firebase.
Let's check out this. I'm going to start it over so we can look at this WebSocket communication protocol, because this is what we want to implement in Python.
Yes.
Like we would like to have. So already I went to Pet Apps a while ago, and we had several teams that were using Python to just via over REST talk to Convex, and that works great. They built little.
Oh, really? They did that at PenApps?
Yeah, they were doing.
Oh, but they were using the HTTP API.
Right, HTTP API, and they were like that's what they did for a. I would call it an event queue. Like, what do you call a celery worker? Like things that are asynchronously, like a job queue.
Background job.
Yeah. So they had, they would queue things by sticking them in a table. The Python thing would ping every 10 seconds. Now, it would be nicer if we could have given them a Python, like WebSocket API, because they could have done it quickly. So yeah, this will be nice for
Well,
that.
for mutations, it's fine, I think, to use the HTTP client, because there's not that much of a benefit. But
yeah, I guess they would be picking it up from. Yeah, they were looking at a table, which is a list of jobs, and they would claim one, and that worker would go off, and it was ML stuff. One of the teams was classifying food.
Okay.
Is this picture of something? Is it food, and which food is it? And the other one was doing.
That sounds like a really hard thing to do in a hackathon.
Well, I think it helps when there's an API that purports to do this already for you. Great. So I want to write some Python code that does this.
Yeah.
Let's You've already done this,
and
right?
I have. Yes. So I don't think I can actually share.
Okay.
Things. Maybe.
But you have knowledge in your head that's going to help. Okay.
Well, I mean, I could show it, but I'm not sure my thing is set up to do that.
Okay. I was just making a new.
Oh, actually, you can probably search for my GitHub.
I'm imagining making just a new repo where we do this. But yeah, sure. Let's look at yours.
Yeah. So I have to log in. Yeah, Eldanwick is the name. Yeah, and then I've got several on here. Okay, so Discord spam is the Node client. Tidbit push uses the React client, but it's not actually the React client. And then down below, Hello Convex iOS is the Swift client.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Oh, sorry. The Tidbit push uses the Rust client.
Okay, cool. Which of those should we? I guess we can look at both. This is great. So you've done this before.
Yeah.
If I were clicking through,
Sort of.
and
It's
found
convex.swift would be the interesting one.
Cool. We've got this, and then over here we've got some.
Yeah.
Well,
so
we'll
this
start with
just
this one.
uses the Rust client.
Oh, I see. Okay, it is in Thrift. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. So look at this code. This looks.
Yeah. So another thing
like
we could
stuff.
do is we could look at our actual React client.
Well, it's a good point. Yeah.
Let's if that is open source, we can public that.
Yeah.
We can look at that.
So this will load in a moment. Okay, look at yours. Meantime, I mean, okay, we've got some code. Also, we have this is the thing that we have to make work.
Yes,
That's
that
a
is the API
option.
that we can implement.
All right, so this is in here in where are the interesting files?
React.js?
Yeah, it's just a little slow to. I guess I should probably just type it out. That would be better. Source.
Why is it so slow?
Not sure. Maybe because it's a big I think every time. I don't know. You might have to unpack our multi-megabyte thing every time I navigate. I'm not sure how it works. Source React. I guess browser is what I want. Browser. Yeah, it's a little slow to get there. Well, speed matters. I mean, these are folks that provide a wonderful service that is appreciated, but it's not GitHub. Okay, so yeah, let's this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
State machine-y.
Yes.
I see you're sending some messages.
Yeah, that's how you are sending message.
Cool.
And each message is sent as a string. That was a bug that I had.
Got it.
Because you can send WebSocket messages as bytes or as strings, or text or whatever it's called.
Oh, huh.
And we send them as strings.
Got it. When I'm looking at that here, is that here?
Yeah, can you see that?
Not sure if I can. So
I'm not sure if that would say.
All right. So when I look at this here, I've got for each one of these, it says this suggests the way that it expands like this makes me think it's something real. Here, let's pop this out. How does that work? There, great.
Got a little feedback that we could make our faces smaller.
But there are faces. Let's see. I can do that right here. Great. People will miss less content. Also, you could scoot this way a little bit. Looks like I angled the camera way over this way. Maybe on the thought that would be out of the way of that thing or something. Cool. Great. So looking at this
is the protocol that we have.
I can't tell that that these are supposed to be strings.
I think it's more like if they were bytes, they would not render very well, or something like that.
Okay, got it. I see. So maybe I see the WebSocket in practice. Maybe on the web it is often done with a text
Probably
thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess we're creating a new repo.
Yeah. Right. Let's create a new repo. We call it Convex Python or something.
Okay. Also feedback that we don't have full sound.
Don't have full sound.
We
What does
don't
that
have sound
mean?
only from left.
Oh, this happened last time, right? There was someone saying, "Just go mono somehow."
Yeah.
Let's
do
try that.
Is that a thing? That might be a thing with this mic.
I can see. Oh, look at that! I see this. It says "Big Mic," only the left. That's what we're getting. So, let's. There's just going to be a little button somewhere. Properties. I don't. Oh no! Don't change that. Yeah, is there something there? Not piece of hardware.
Oh.
Is there a button for?
MON, but it was on.
That's
Now
maybe
it's
something
off.
that bumps our volume or something. What else do I have here?
Hi, we're on air, by the way.
Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna keep yelling in people's right ears for the moment.
I thought we fixed it here.
Yeah, okay.
Is there like a
Let's see.
settings button? Maybe.
The problem is we just upgraded and all of a sudden, oh, there we go. Here's some stuff.
Ooh.
Mono. Let's make these things mono. Sure.
Yeah.
Also, it's a little weird I have both of them. I'm gonna turn that one down. Just have the big mic. I think that
Yeah.
sounds right.
Okay. So
right, let's see if that's
now it should
better.
be mono. Thank you for the feedback. It's great to hear that people are listening.
What did I just happen? Okay, so I just ran some commands that you're not supposed to run in. I just created a .git repo in my home directory.
Awesome.
That was not the goal. Convex Python. Let's remove convex Python. What happened here?
I
Remove
think you
readme.
created.
Make directory.
You probably want to remove .git as well.
Yeah, thank you. Get. And let's make a directory called Convex Python.
Nice.
Let's. Gosh, it's gonna be real hard for you to see with this mic in the way.
I can see fine.
Okay. And in there, oops. Convex Python. Let's run this big series of things again. Cool. Better force. Push -f. Great. Get log. Cool. Hit rebase. Oh shoot! How do you you can't rebase your first two commits unless you use a special. Okay, I'll have to worry about it later.
Not worry about that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm not committing information from my home directory. Okay, I'm not. Great.
Okay, good.
Right. How do you make Python projects? Poetry? Is that a thing?
What?
Like I want to. Okay, so I'm going to use a library called Python WebSocket client. I think.
Oh.
Python WebSocket client. I think this is the cool one to use.
Okay.
It's either this one or. So you can do all this stuff. I don't think
All right.
I want these things. That's fine.
Probably just pip install something.
Okay, so maybe we'll start without. Gosh, in the good old days, we use a requirements file, right?
Oh, I somewhat remember that.
But yeah, let's just install it with my global Python. Pip install
Pip3.
WebSocket. It's for me. It's
Oh, it is. Okay.
which pip it will be. Yeah. Pip. I think because I'm using pyen version. Maybe not. I don't know how I have set it up. Pip install WebSocket client.
Install is.
Thank you.
Okay.
Great.
Great.
Okay. In here, I should be able to copy and paste some code, make it work. This looks great. On
Yeah.
message, on error, on open, on sure. Start with that.
All right. So, I guess we want to hook it up to our.
Yeah, let's do that. So, pop over here. Let's talk to.
We want to do this one, or we want to do.
Yeah. Well, where do you want to see a bunch of errors when we have bad? When I'm sending it,
I mean,
invalid.
yeah. This is great. This is my
All right.
test instance.
Cool. Perfect. Let's do that. In here, it looks like we're connecting
It's
to.
also the general test instance. So if
This.
Presley decides to do a push, this might go down.
Okay, that's fine. All right, we'll start a little lower level. 'Cause normally we would 1.6. Interesting. I want to talk to 1.9. I think
10.
10. So normally I'd write a function that goes from this. What is it? This URL here to that. Maybe we might as well do that, right?
Yeah. Well.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's get stuff working. Sorry.
Yeah. This
Make
is
it work.
This is the only URL that we need at the moment.
True. All right, this looks like an invented sort of thing.
Yeah.
What's
Those
going? Why?
look like all
Oh, because they're
callbacks.
unused. That's why. Enable trace. Cool. make a WebSocket app that talks to, I don't care about this Bitcoin price. I want to know about this, and let's not call it WebSocket. Let's call it URL. Is that a
Sounds
URL
good.
technically? Uniform, yeah.
I think
must be.
URL is a reasonable way to call it. I don't know what the difference is between a URL and a URI.
Yeah, but I wanted to sound smart, so I wanted to pretend I did. Yeah,
Oh,
me
okay.
neither. Me neither. Yeah, but it's still, it looks like a, yeah, it's got to be a URL.
It's similar to a URL.
I claim it is URL, but maybe not. Gosh, I really want to check. I won't check. On open, okay, you hand it some callbacks.
Yeah, you
great.
hit the callbacks.
What do you think of this formatting? What is going on here?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I have a formatter installed, so that might be what we're going with.
Yep.
Run forever.
It's not the worst formatting I've ever
Sounds
seen.
good. What is rel?
Rel?
I have no idea. Oh. What?
Registered event listener. Interesting.
Oh, okay. Got it. So if you don't have one yet, without external dependencies. Oh, interesting. So this is not a pip thing? No, it is. Did we just install this by installing WebSocket?
Probably a dependency, I guess. We'll see if it doesn't work.
Dispatcher equal, sure. Yeah, you're right. You don't have to understand everything. You just need stuff to work.
Dispatch, okay. Nice.
Okay, looks like we need rel.
Okay.
Is this going to tell me what to install somewhere?
Rel.
To install these things, to install those. I don't want those. Not a strict dependencies. It's useful when running run forever with automatic.
Okay.
Okay. I could have read the docs.
Well.
I used pip3 this time. That might be a different Python. We'll find out. Yeah, that's a different Python.
Nice.
So let's go back to this one.
Is your Python 2?
No, it's Python 3.8. Oh, sorry. Python is that. Python 3 is, oh, interesting. Pip. But my pip is 3.8. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's a problem. So let's do python-m pip install WebSocket client and rel. Great. That's an improvement. Python temp.py might be running now. Cool. Some fun logging. Open connection. We sent some raw bytes. I guess let's just start aping the, right? Received stuff. This is,
wow. What is it?
I don't know.
It's receiving, and those look like, I guess, pings, probably. I know WebSocket sends pings.
I'm gonna, for now, not do the, oops. Got some funny formatting. What? Oh, because you need something in the body. That's why. Okay, are we getting any messages back? I bet not. We're just never sending, because we're not sending something valid. With all this received raw stuff, that's probably because we have this on. So if I were to turn that off,
oh, good idea.
we could say open the connection.
Ah, perfect.
Great. So let's start sending stuff. Dispatch.
Yeah.
I assume I can just, I have this WebSocket
Mm-hmm.
run forever. Can I just start sending things? What are my methods? So,
Well, yeah, that's a good question, because the run forever is not going to.
here we go. This is more what I want. A
Okay,
short-lived
sure.
connection. Disconnect immediately when done.
Okay.
I mean, that's not, eventually that's not what we want, but that would be good to start. Right?
Oh.
In which case, we haven't done anything interesting yet. Oh, receive. Okay, great. It feels like a socket. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Except you can actually receive all, which is wonderful, versus a TCP socket. Connect to our URL. So how do we hard code a little session to?
Yeah. So I guess
keep working on this project of getting into there.
I can open up. I get it. So,
these look to me like JSON.
Yep,
So
they're
I'm gonna
JSON.
import some JSON.
Yeah, and then each message that we send has a type,
Okay.
which is just a literal string.
Connect. I assume this is a made-up thing that I probably should
That
be different each time.
Can be whatever.
Great.
It
Okay.
does not matter what that is.
Cool. Let's use.
Empty string should be fine.
Here, I'll go. Oh, interesting should be fine. Really? That's interesting.
I don't know.
Okay. Great.
I'm pretty sure we don't parse it on the server. So
Cool. Eventually, I'm going to want these to be functions. I'll just go ahead and make functions now.
okay.
And if I wanted to send, instead of sending hello world, let's WebSocket.send the, what all of these will need to be. How much did you get into like the dynamic programming?
Which one?
So my first.
So what I did was I actually basically copied our React client. So wherever
Oh,
our
so it
React
has the whole
client-
state machine.
Yeah,
stuff.
wherever our React client has a function, I created a function even if it just returned a literal.
That's pretty reasonable.
But it did take a while.
Yeah,
So,
I'm tempted to set up what we can get working.
yeah.
Does that
let's
sound all right
just
for
get it working.
Okay.
So JSON dot
dumps?
dumps.
Let's dump this thing, and yeah, we might. Oops! Look at that. I'm adding semis. So what we will send here is a connect, and we'll say, gotta stop at the semis. We call receive first. That's interesting that we do that. I wonder if that's a blocking receive, and we'll never get past that point.
It probably is, but we'll see.
We'll find out what receive means. Okay, we'll see. Right, then we'll send connect, and then we might as well jump ahead and send whatever this is.
Modify query set.
Great. I want to subscribe to something.
Yeah.
I guess if you can
Can you see the whole thing?
copy message.
Nice.
Right.
All right. Yeah. So you can see our WebSocket protocol right there.
Cool.
We've got the type again. Then we've got the version of the query set.
Gotta get a formatter. Shoot. How about let's see, how do I pick which Python I want? Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to be restricted. Trust, thanks. And then I choose a Python interpreter. I think it's 3. It's probably 3.9. And now I can do things like command click on this, and I get something at least. Great.
Good.
Okay, and
You wanted
now
a format?
Sure. Does that? No, I want black. Right?
Yeah.
Use black. Thank you.
Okay.
Thinking about it. Great.
Whoa, it worked.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Wow, there's a lot of nesting going on here. Man, I am spoiled by JavaScript. I'm used to 2. This is good though. I think people can see this, right? Yeah. Do you want to hop in a session here?
Yeah. Let's share some code.
Share, live share, create, live share session, join, start, share. Uh-oh, I can't.
Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to start a live
Yeah, I don't
session.
need to do that. Now I send you something here. Okay, you're on your work computer, so hopefully that works.
Yep. Wow. It opened it in the browser.
Yeah, you could just run it in the browser. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
It's a full, like, yeah. It's kind of ridiculous.
All right. So now can I follow you?
In a sec, stuff should pop up. Oh, maybe, okay, I think the way I opened it, I don't have a workspace really. That might be the problem.
Oh.
I'm going to save this. I'm going to close. I'm going to start again. Code dot instead. Now, if I did a session, now I'll give you a new link. Okay.
Okay. Now
Cool.
I can see you.
Great. Can I share a terminal with you? I just get excited about the process here. Shared terminals. Share a terminal. Yeah, I'm giving you a read-write terminal so you can Python. Is that the right one? Yeah. So you can run Python temp here to run our code. Cool. And it just seems stuck on the receive, which I think makes sense.
Yep. So let's, I think we don't receive first.
Great.
I would hope that this create connection already handles the ping pong for us.
Hope so, based on, yeah, all this stuff. Great. So I'm going to try again. Python temp payload send. Okay. That makes sense. That means we've made it past our first send. Oh, that's because I was planning on doing another send down here for the modify query set. And then WebSocket.receive. Let's see what we get. How many messages do we anticipate? We will probably get a transition, right? And then if we want, we can send more of these, but there's no need to. And this sort of suggests maybe a remount kind of thing in your app. Well, who knows? But okay.
Ah, yes.
All right.
So it's not null, it's none.
Ah, right. Sure. Wait, what? Okay,
Probably.
what is going on here? So, okay, and that's because when I call JSON.dumps, that will take a Python none and turn it into a. I'm just going to check here. Python import JSON JSON.dumps of none is null. Okay, got it.
Okay. And another thing that, since you'll be using my, let's get here, we should be able to pull up the dashboard as well.
Why do I have two queries here? They're the same, right? Oh no, they're different. I see.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. The dashboard. Cool. Can we be on?
So let's actually try this out. Can I share my team with you? Send invite. It's Tom?
Yes. Yeah, Tom. Yeah, that should do it. Cool. We don't have invites in the app yet, so I need to go to my email. And
We are
join this.
showing off a new feature, maybe unreleased.
I think people can do teams.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just invited Tom to my Convex team so that he can see.
Now we're buddies. Cool.
Wow.
Now I bet that part's not reactive, but I didn't check. Great. Cool. Wow, look at all this work you do. That's great.
Well, a lot of them are tests.
Which one of
it's called opinions.
Opinions. Cool. I'm looking at this data here.
Yeah.
Great.
So we've got one thing. Well,
gosh, it's a lot of clicks. It's interesting that it's a string.
Yeah, it is interesting. I wonder how that happened. Yeah, the other table is the interesting one with the opinions.
Oh, the other table with the opinions in it. Got it. Cool. Wow, here's a lot of opinions.
Yeah, so there are lots of opinions, and a lot of people agree and disagree on each opinion.
Fun. Okay. Well, these are good. All right. And I feel like we're making progress. So I'm just closing all of these. Great. So we can.
Oh yeah. So
right,
the whole point of
change.
sharing was to show you what the function did, to see why we're passing in none.
Cool.
So if you go to functions, and I think it's, which one is that? Which function are we calling?
Get opinion and list opinions.
Okay. So get opinion, list opinion gives you a list of all of the opinions, sorted by popularity.
Cool. With a sweet little an identity function in your range. Where I was just talking to Jamie about that. How maybe
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to skip the identity
It's
function,
kind of-
but
kind
it
of
is
silly.
it gives us our better TypeScript.
Yeah, it gives
but
you the types.
yeah, yeah.
I understand why it's there, but it does
Right.
look a
Well,
little silly.
maybe we get rid of it. Yeah. The thing Jamie was saying that I ran into the other day is I want to grab the first item.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's a very reasonable,
Yeah,
common thing.
Absolutely. Or in this case, I'm grabbing all the items.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, so that one grabs all the items ordered by popularity, and then there's a get opinion, which is called for the, I guess, oh, okay, it's called with an argument of null, which means that it returns null, because that is the way that I ordered my React.
Got it. Okay.
We don't have to do it that way, but
Well, I'm kind of
works.
already interested in. Oops, I need to turn on. That's fine. I'll get along without Vim for a bit. I'm interested in making this for an arbitrary query. Like, what would that take? Query, which could be this just for the moment. That's now. Why do I have two here? Oh, because it's query set. All right, so this is a list of things. Oop, and I just be careful. Don't want to use those. And can you JSONify a tuple? I was just looking at this and seeing a mutable default
Actually, I have
argument.
no idea.
But I'll stop that. Queries is a I kind of want to say it's a list. I think this is how we spell it now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think maybe that's not this version of Python. But anyway, queries is some kind of list of things, and this is going to be a map. And the way we do those in Python is list comps. And
Oh, yeah. Let's
so,
absolutely.
all right, so each query ought to be a tuple of, see, look at this, tuple is not defined, that's too bad. Do we have to import types?
Oh,
Import,
the host doesn't allow running this command. Okay.
what kind of command?
I did command dot. Oh, well,
Oh,
if we have something else.
this is,
If I do command dot, then
wow,
it says a quick fix.
from types import tuple, that's what I meant. Oh, command dot, okay, got it. Now I've got to try that. This command dot.
Yeah. So then I think it's from typing import.
Typing, right. From typing, okay, great.
But
And
it
it's
didn't,
gonna
it didn't
be-
let me run the command.
I see. All right. Well, I guess
That's fine.
I'm head editor.
Yes.
Tuple of, oh yeah, I was thinking it's going to be a string and a list of strings. No, a list of, how do you spell any in Python? Capital A-N-E, I think it
Mhm.
is.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah. What is this tuple?
So this is, oh sorry, it's supposed to be a list of tuples.
Okay.
The goal being that now I can express this here as each one of these, when I was doing the query set, this will be the list of, what was it? Oh, list opinions and an empty list.
Mm-hmm. I
And
think
then,
the colon default is optional, but
oh, nice, okay.
I'm not sure.
I'll leave it how it is for the moment. And
That's where the args go?
oops, that's where the args go, yeah. So it was supposed to be this, and then that, and then, oops, start over. This is a string. This is the args, which were none, great. And close, 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 no semi. And now I'm hoping to turn this into a list comp where I say it's that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Args is args. UDF path is UDF path.
Yeah.
For UDF path args in queries.
Probably want a query ID as well.
Oh, interesting. Query IDs, huh? So that's a stateful thing.
Yep.
Where I'm supposed to keep track of query IDs. All right.
Yep.
State is global for a moment. Query
Sure.
IDs is, and I have to remember the mapping. What are these query IDs for?
Yeah, you have to remember the mapping.
So because I get one back and it just says this is this query ID.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I can deal with that.
I think we should look at the protocol.
Well, it's not. Okay, I see. Yeah, yeah. Well, let's do that. What comes back when it says transition? Query set 0, identity. Right.
That's the start version. I think that's not that interesting.
Okay, great.
End version. It's the modifications that are most interesting.
Got it. So each of our modifications says it comes with a query ID of 0, and it just says it's updated. Yeah, right. So it's my job to keep track of them.
And then it gives you the value.
Got it. All right, so I'm now tempted to, I shouldn't jump too many steps ahead. I'm just going to hard code these still,
Sure.
because it's just dangerous for me to write too much code at once.
Yeah, you could, well, they should have different query IDs, so maybe enumerate.
Okay, sounds good, yeah. What was going on here?
We want the
Still want this.
the list comprehension.
This is now a list comprehension of this stuff, and enumerate the queries. You can only do this the first time. Enumerate is I first, unlike JavaScript. This is great. I remember most of this stuff. We close it, we close it, we close that. We read about our, modifications. I'm closing that here. Close this here. This is, okay, I have some bad nesting in here.
Oh, it's just that.
Oh, great, thank you. Cool. And great, so hopefully you can JSONify tuples.
Yes. Wait, why?
Just because I have some tuples in here.
You do?
Oh, never mind. Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah. I think args might, no, args is list. It's fine. Great, so this should do the same thing.
Yes.
Which was just basically work. I wish I had a key shortcut to focus the terminal. Have to know. It's fine. Great. What kind of sent, receiving a traceback where presumably it was connection. Okay, someone closed the connection because I didn't follow the rules. Probably. How do we find out what rule I didn't follow?
Does it say anything before the sent and receiving? Ah.
All right, so I did a
Empty line.
sent. I say sent.
Yeah,
So
but we
it's just
printed out
saying we got it
receive
that
first.
far.
I was expecting this. I was expecting this.
Then we
Receive
receive.
to-
Right, so maybe we got nothing. So maybe the way this works is that you do, if there's nothing in queue, maybe it's a non-blocking receive. It's kind of funny.
But it was blocking before.
Yeah, you're right. So probably we've got a bug.
Or maybe it's returning an empty line. That would be weird.
Let's print the wrapper of this. Okay, yeah, it got, so
Yeah,
that must
string.
be how you do a connection close, just like a TCP socket. The
Okay.
Python API for that, if you get an empty string, it's like there are no more bytes to receive. And you're supposed to
Interesting.
call receive, it's not just the Python API, the socket API.
Oh, okay.
You know, like the F,
But we
whatever it
okay.
is.
On most errors, we send back a close code or something.
Interesting.
Which I would expect
Maybe
to
we
come out
maybe
somewhere.
we don't send it as this kind of message though.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
a protocol, so
Yeah.
I have to get in there.
Right, it's part of the WebSocket dot.
So I maybe
whatever.
do need those. Yeah. What do we have there? I just want to participate too. On.
Yeah, and show it off.
On.
Just looking for things.
Maybe we have to go back to the. Yeah, how did that earlier thing? So that earlier version, when we were building it evented, worked like this, where we had to make the WebSocket, and then, when you build it, you can set these. So when we create the WebSocket,
Mhm.
oh, I see, but this is different. Create connection works differently. So we probably need to go back to this API, or we could read some docs, but we could go back to this API.
And
And
just
then-
call ws.send before we call run forever.
Yeah, I suppose. I wonder if we get to. I wonder if we get to do a. Okay, so maybe time to read some docs. Sure. Create connection. Oh, this is a totally different thing. This looks fun. I'm having twisted flashbacks a little bit of like, hey, if you're doing network stuff properly, there are actually a lot of layers and it's very complicated. And
Yep.
Okay, well, this stuff looks nice. And then presumably to this thing you can pass in all those callbacks. Oh no.
Yeah.
This is the thing maybe that takes these
Oh,
callbacks.
yeah.
So then you do this run forever. Okay, so we'd have to have an evented thing where sometimes you can tell it to send. Right. So how do you want to? Just thinking about how do you structure. I'm going to stick with. Okay,
Stick
what
with
was
the
the thing we're
imperative
stuck on?
version.
Well, that's what
We weren't getting a close
What
code.
do you think? Right. So how do we see our close code? So an on close. Oh well, we can start with enable. We'll just put traces on again. Where was that enable traces thing? So let's do this again. It has to be hopping back and forth to the terminal full screen. Okay, there's a lot going on.
Okay.
Right, so there's got to be some way to just say, make this, put that up there. I bet it's done by, there we go. Cool. We sent some stuff. We received raw these things, opcode 9, so we could read the, oh, there we go. Internal server error. That sounds kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Good thing for us, we work at Convex.
Yeah, we can.
So I can see the exception.
Oh, great. Yeah, can you just tell me the exception?
Which is invalid length.
Oh.
Expected length 32 for simple format found 0.
Wow. Okay. I would think that valid length.
That's when decoding the JSON of some sort.
Huh. Okay, so it might be a high, like our protocol was supposed to give a length somewhere, maybe. Invalid length. Okay, so the thing we should do is I should go back to when we were hard coding this, and compare it byte for byte, right? Just look to see.
Yeah.
So, because I thought it would be the same.
And it was working when we were hard coding it?
I think maybe it was, yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine. We can just take the stuff and do nothing with it. And when we send, let's also print. Is there a nice?
Also, this is something of a crusade that I'm going on at the moment.
Yeah.
But client error should not show up like this.
Got it, because this was a client error.
Yeah.
Right. This is not.
If the client sends us,
especially after we're modeling this. Hey, all, we have a WebSocket server that you could send arbitrary WebSocket messages to.
Yeah. And
it's not our problem if you send us bad protocol. We want you to talk to it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
We want you to experiment. We don't want you to have to look into, like, this error should have showed up in the console.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Or not console, but it should have
showed
up differently from invalid server.
All right, so what's my approach? I think it worked before. I think it's not working now. Have you used difflib? I'm trying to remember the thing for it. Port diff. I'm just gonna grab Python difflib.
Interesting.
It'll just have a thing for.
So when I learned to code Python in my class for coding Python, it was like, write code that outputs this specific string, and then it had exactly the output that we were supposed to have, and we had test cases and all that. So what I would do is I would select the string and then click and drag and hover it over to see where it mismatched.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds reasonable. I could do that.
Yeah. I definitely was not using difflib.
I just wanted to print a nice diff. Like, this is what I want. What's going on here? It's a command line. Okay, ndiff. You just put two things in, and it will tell you how they are different. I mean, really what we should be doing is JSON diffing, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to
Mm-hmm.
do something like this.
Yeah, just string diff it.
So ndiff, it looks like you're supposed to split lines when you do this. So I'm going to.
Well, JSON dumps probably doesn't output more than one line.
Oh, it's.
Maybe it does.
Yeah, I don't know. I bet it does.
Maybe.
Right? Is it default? If you were just right, yeah. What the default? So in JavaScript it doesn't. It's just one long line.
Yeah, I would guess that the default is one line, and then maybe there's an argument for applying prettier to it.
How do I hop back and forth here? So Python port of something. Oops, to do real. So this could be. This would probably be 2 lines if it could be, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree with that? And indeed, it's 1 line. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Let's.
Can we confirm that this actually works?
Yeah. Sorry. That makes sense.
The hard-coded.
Right. Is that what we called it? Cool. Gosh, what is? Yeah, they're in the comments. I just want to know how to hop between these faster. I bet there's tab. No. Toggle tabs. Focus. Okay,
We
not
have
important.
a comment that says we should be using 2 spaces.
4 spaces is very controversial. That's such. I mean, in Python, it isn't. Is it that much? Okay. Run it. Okay. Still seems like we're dying somewhere, right? Probably at the same point. So the diffing stuff was not a good idea. Let's look at our message and compare it to what the browser sends, right?
Mm-hmm.
It seems reasonable to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn off tracing for a moment, and when we send, we should also be. Okay, do we think the connect is fine? Do we know?
Yeah, let's try that. See maybe if we don't send the connect.
Oh, well, if we don't send the connect, it'll still fail.
If we do
here.
send the connect,
Okay.
but nothing else.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Oh no! Don't do that. Don't do that, because I want to know if.
Yeah, print that thing.
This
Yeah.
here. Okay, we're not going to receive anything because it doesn't send anything right away.
Right.
But
we
that's fine.
will be able
We'll wait
to see.
and we'll see if it crashes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hop over here, run it. Okay, we received. It closed the connection on us.
Okay.
So
That's
that sounds
expected.
bad, right?
Yes. The connect is the problem.
Okay, connect's the problem. Let's
I
look
just
at how it's
refreshed
different.
this thing and it said that 8 seconds ago we had the same exception as before.
Oh, okay, great. Let's look at, so when we run the connect, yeah, when we send the connect, I'm also going to say def send of a message. What that does is, ooh, that makes me think. Okay, s equals json.dumps of the message. Let's print the wrapper of s, and then let's actually WebSocket.send the s. And now let's send a connect. Okay. What am I looking at?
Huh?
Oh, right.
Oh.
Let's stop doing.
Oh, okay.
All right.
It looks like it's.
Yeah. I'm
Oh, is
printing it. When I just print a string, it should not escape the. Like
Yeah,
I'm
why is
not
it doing
printing the
that?
wrapper. So am I calling repr somewhere else by mistake? No. So is dumps. All right, I think message is, oh, it's because I'm JSONifying it twice. That's just my fault because I just changed my API. I was imagining let's build the messages like this if they're always JSON.
Okay.
But that means that that's not our problem. It's a different problem. Okay. Okay. When I send this, so for example, perhaps session ID is not supposed to be blank. Could be. Let's look at what a real session does.
Very much like what this error. So the error that I'm getting is expected length 32.
Oh, okay.
For simple format found 0.
Great. Let's start by.
Let's fix the session ID.
Yeah. So session ID is x times 32. You say?
Yep.
Great. Okay. What's happening now?
Invalid type.
Let's look at this one again. So it looks like it's type, connect, session, this stuff, connection. Okay. Be just like that. And then when I look at this,
yeah,
it's pretty similar. I got some spaces here.
Yeah, that should be fine. Let's maybe try just using the same session ID.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, there's no reason to stress.
I don't know.
Like we should make it work and then figure out how much we can abuse it.
Yeah. It's up there.
Thank you. Where's that here next? Okay, great. Sitting there waiting. Cool. Let's go ahead and send the next.
The error message is
thing.
changing.
Oh, great.
It's great.
Now we're not gonna wait to receive anything. We're going to. Oh, yeah, this was fine. What is this? Okay, I'm going to read the error message. On line 73 in the send, some WebSocket stuff happened that was bad. The way I'm doing this is I'm printing this and I stick it in there. Yeah, right. This thing, I'm still doing a dot dump, so I wasn't supposed to do that. It's funny, I thought I already changed that.
So the hard-coded one?
Oh, this one I haven't returned.
Yeah, well, the hard-coded one returns the object now instead of doing JSON dumps.
Got it.
Which
but
means
I'm now
that doesn't work.
Wait, no, they all. Oh, I see.
Because it's not JSON.
Yeah, sorry. I'm supposed to just using my send. Okay. Try hard-coded.
Ooh.
Seems okay. We're just blocked receiving.
You see what that is?
No, I didn't see. Oh, is that a message that we'd like?
Yeah.
Add it again. Great. It's a transition. Okay, cool. So we'll have to build a little state machine that sits there and listens for transitions.
Yep.
Yeah, we seem to be getting one. All right.
Okay? So how do we build the state machine?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm tempted to go into. I don't want to too far down it, but like do some parsing where we can get a pretty like. That's fine. Dictionaries are fine. I'm going to write that receive function, and what it does is.
So we're going to always assume that we know when a transition is going to come in?
I was imagining we start to have a parser in here when we need it.
Okay.
Like we switch on the type or something.
Yeah.
But since I see. You're saying, do we always know when they're coming in? No, we'll have to write it. What's the API? Okay, maybe we should back up. What's our goal here?
What's the API for reading?
Yeah. What's the beautiful? Like I'm imagining I would like to. Gosh, and I haven't done invented stuff in Python.
Do we want to go
for a
back
while,
to the WebSocket app thing that had the message receive callback?
Yeah, that would make sense. And the API I really want is something like there's a convex where I pass in the URL, and oof, why does it 2, 3? It's not how many I want. Yeah, I'm imagining I create that thing and then I do an on. What's the ideal interface for something like this? It's on. I give it a callback, presumably.
Yeah,
I'm going to say, or just pass it in here. On. Well, no. I think I do this, and then for each query, I say I want to subscribe to that query.
Yeah. So this is actually a big difference between the React client and all of the other clients I've built, is that the React client does have a global, like, on transition, re-render everything that needs to be re-rendered, but all of mine were just like, subscribe to this thing and then call this callback.
Got it. And
because I just couldn't figure out
the
how
React
to do the
thing
React
is sort of better because it gives you consistent transitions. It says this is the new state of the world. If you only ever write one query, there's no difference. And we could, so maybe we can start with that. But that does, that makes sense. We should bring that. All right, so it's something like on query, and you put in list, what's it called? Opinions.
.js, cold default.
Thank you. .js default, and that takes a none at the moment. So you pass in this.
Oh, it doesn't take anything.
It doesn't take anything. Great. So empty array, and then you write a function lambda or just print or something.
Yeah. And I don't think we need this in a comment. We can just let's try to get this to work.
Great. Okay, that sounds good. Does that thing look like a class to you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. I need a URL, and what's the URL we're using? It's this. Great, we build one of those, and we say, well, we'll need a WebSocket equals, we'll do the app version, right? Not this, but let's try to figure out the exact difference between a.
Yeah, that's interesting. So the top one looks imperative.
Yeah. And if we wanted to do our own evented thing, like I don't want to write my own select loop, but I also don't like learning. But it seems like
You don't like learning.
where was
okay.
the
I think the app example is probably what we want to go with.
Okay, yeah. Right, it's this stuff. And so they do this
Yeah.
Okay, keyboard interrupt,
So
interesting.
That stuff at the bottom doesn't seem important, but the on open, on message, on error, on close.
I'm tempted by that. Like, I think it might. What does dispatch mean? Oh, okay, this is manually causing those. Okay, this is just running those signals. Yeah.
Yeah, I think run forever is basically where we'll stop.
Right, that makes sense. So we're doing this stuff now, and now all of this could be in our
methods.
class. Yeah. And these are all going to be self and self and self and self, and these will be. Should these also be? Oops, that's not how Python works. Self dot, self dot, self dot, self dot. Great. This is the URL. And these are sort of internal methods. They're not really intended to be, I would like put underscores on them or something.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Seems fine.
And great. And send message, right. And these ones need that, but send message could be, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, well it doesn't
Okay,
need
I'm
to
with
be
you.
public either.
Right, okay. Read. The public interface is going to be on query, which takes a, what do we call it? A UDF path? What's a public name for this? This is the query string, query identifier?
I think it's called UDF path throughout the React code. But
Okay. A UDF path and some args and
and a callback.
right, and a callback. Yeah. Cool. And that means we'll need to. Oh, there's not much to keep track of here then. I guess we're going to need some place to store callbacks. Self dot. We'll want to, so we can give everything unique query IDs. We're going to need a map of queries, and that is from where. I forget how this stuff works. We do it in here, right?
I would put it in there, but I think you can put it in
Self dot
both places.
queries equals. I mean, it's sort of a different thing. If they're, I was thinking we could put the types up there, but we can put the. I think we need to put the other stuff here. Up here, it's like a class.
Static
call.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call it a class, not a static.
Right.
There's just I'm just the Python's flowing back. It's like, oh yeah, classes can have objects too, and that's different than well, I guess
Yeah,
no, it's
I
the same.
get
It's the
all of
same.
the-
Sorry, it's only the methods that can be different.
Yeah.
Right, the static method stuff. So what I think of.
Mhm.
Okay, queries, which is a map,
Dict.
which we call dicts, and that's from a query ID, which is an int, to right, or maybe it's a string. To
Yeah. So query IDs are actually only client side.
okay,
Basically,
okay,
they're allocated client side, but they are ints.
great. No, they come back, right? Or we send them up and send
we
them
send
down,
them up
but
and
they're
then you send
they're
back.
opaque. Okay, cool. And the dict of what was it? Just a string, right? Or no, it's like a fancy object. This is our callback.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only state we need on this side. All the Python is coming.
Oh.
Right,
Yeah,
callable.
let's get some callables in
Of
here.
the first thing you do is a tuple of the args. The next thing is
Return value.
void. No,
None.
do we just say none? Yeah, right. Because everything in Python returns it's none. Okay, and you don't have to say none type, right? It's just
No.
none.
Just
Yeah.
none.
A few things I like better about this than TypeScript. It's a value. Who knows what it is? It could be anything. We're not going to provide typing on that because we'd have to do some code generation or something. Great. So
Yeah,
okay.
I suppose.
Or
in the-
dynamically keep track of. Or,
Yeah, that was another. So in the Rust client, I was able to actually just use values
Mhm.
because I could import them from the rest of our code base, because our actual server is in Rust. So
oh, I see. Oh, right.
I
Yeah.
imported them from the Rust server side to get the value type. In Swift, Swift doesn't. I don't think it has any, or at least it didn't have a convenient type of any. So I just used int. I was like, okay, if your function doesn't return an int, then it doesn't work.
Self dot next query ID.
Mhm.
And let's remember to increment it. Self dot next, which we have to do in 2 lines because Python is a good language where they say, do it in 2 lines. Don't confuse yourself. Equals the callback. That's all we need.
Mhm.
But then we also need to just send the message right here, right? Is that fair?
Mhm.
Send a message, and the message that I want to send is a.
This is interesting because the previous times I've done this, I was just copying the React code over and
yeah,
then copying
yeah.
the Swift code over. So I'm now realizing why some of the things even exist in the React code at all.
Mhm.
Like in the React code, it doesn't just like generate a new query ID and then set the callback. It
It has that level of indirection where it's right.
It actually encodes the path and the args,
Mhm.
and then uses
So that we
as a
can
key.
cache on like 2 people can subscribe to the same thing.
Yeah.
And not have to add it twice. Okay.
And also so that
I wonder
you
if that's
can
required. Can we send the server
also so you
to?
can remove it,
Oh, okay, right.
so you can unsubscribe.
Got it. What's the protocol for unsubscribing?
It's a modify query set where you say remove query.
Got it by the query ID.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we could.
But we don't need to do
here.
that right now.
Okay, great.
I think this
great.
is great,
Uh,
and this is definitely what I should have done.
Modify. Okay, when you modify query set, you don't send all the queries, right? You just send the ones you want to add.
Mhm.
Okay, great.
Probably don't want the hard-coded version.
Thank you. Great. And this is just a single one. We're always going to send a new message for these.
Mhm.
That's interesting. So a thing I would like to have is an atomic subscribe to multiple things in the React client.
Yeah.
We don't have that right now, but we do have it at the protocol level.
Yes.
I didn't realize
true.
we already had it at the protocol level. Okay,
Well,
that's great.
it sort of exists. Like the React client must be using it somehow because both of these came in together in the example.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
They were being sent together.
Is modify query set, maybe you have to send in the full set?
You can send it however you want, I think.
But I mean, like if you send an empty list, did that unsubscribe you from everything?
No, I don't think so.
I'm guessing so, based on.
Well, we can look at what it's sending.
Yeah. So
because modify query set includes an add modification.
Oh, okay. All right. So when I refresh this page, and then we look at some of the messages there, we do a connect. We modify the query set to.
And then you've got an add, so you could have a remove
I see.
or an update.
I am adding this. Got it. Okay. And here I am removing that first one. Here I am adding. I am adding a new one. Great. Okay. Thanks.
So we can just do a single modification right here.
Okay, got it. UDF path, comma. Technically, I said these were tuples.
Yep.
And args, right? Great. And does that mean they don't need to be? They're all going to be JSONified once they go in, or something? I gotta figure it out.
Yeah, they do get JSONified.
I'm wondering if I'm supposed to. Yeah, I'm worried about once we have things with args, since in the JavaScript code there are convex values which do not just straight JSONify.
Yes.
And I'm not doing anything about those here. So I think I'm supposed to call that on this, JSONify it here, and then so it's supposed to be something like JSON.dumps of the args, and then we JSONify that. Is my guess. And let's check that.
I don't think there are two levels. I think there's there's like a
Okay.
value side
Got
conversion.
it. Okay, yeah, it's values. Yeah. Wow, good. What a good word. Value side or phrase.
That was.
No, it makes sense. Right.
doesn't make
There's
sense.
both still value. Well, okay. It communicated something to me that I didn't understand, which is
Okay.
helpful. Great. So hopefully we're just trying to get this to work. Hopefully this would just work now.
Yeah.
And every time we changed it, is this something we can change from the app? We can add
Change what?
more. The result of this query, so we could test it by changing things and then watching this print.
Oh yes.
Okay, great. Okay, because all it's going to do is just print the value each time. Do we think this would work?
Yeah. Well, we want to. Oh, we probably have a. Well, we need to somehow wait because onQuery is not blocking.
Oh, well, the waiting's. Oh, okay, yeah. Let's do that up here.
Well, it can't be in the init.
I see. Let's not wait forever. Shoot! This is the classic. We've got to do some reactive. Yeah. Okay. So let's subscribe and then wait. Yeah.
Yeah. What's it called?
Oops. Look at me. Where did I paste it at the top? Run forever on line 17.
Okay. Run forever.
Got it.
Does it take an arg? Yes. But
yeah, and then so we have to do our research on Python runtime or evented systems for how you schedule something to run forever but still do other stuff. And that's the eventual, and probably we hook into whatever event loop what I want to connect it with uses. And, okay.
Yeah.
Or we just run it. We cheat. We just run it a thread. That's the. Gosh, I love having threads. I really miss threads in JavaScript because it's nice to be able to say, just do this at the same time and.
Yeah, there are times when I
great.
just go. It's
well, Go is doing it right.
So
Absolutely
easy
right.
to run a thread and go.
Yeah.
It's really not that easy. It's not hard, but it's not that easy to run a thread in Rust.
Yeah. It's easy in Python. It's also easy to do it wrong because the default. But also it's kind of easy to do it. Yeah, because you have your
And there's some languages where it's just like a lot of code overhead, like Java.
Yeah, sure. Okay, great. So we could that's an option. We can have something that runs forever here, and because we can just make calls across threads, it would be fine.
I think that would be fine.
Should we just do that right now? Say that
well, maybe
this
let's
thing.
see if this works.
Okay, yeah, right. We've written 11 lines of code, so we think this would do something, right?
Yeah.
Great. And we would never make it down to these functions, and there's no hoisting of them in
that's true.
Python, so I've got to pull these up a bit.
What?
In JavaScript, these would get hoisted to the top.
They're not in Python?
They're not in Python. No. Python just code runs top to bottom.
Even definitions of functions?
Even definitions of functions. Let's watch it fail.
How do you do mutual recursion then?
Well, you just move this stuff down to the bottom.
No, yeah, but like, how would you define mutually recursive functions if?
Well, they will. So like this function can refer to that one because it doesn't run until it's only because we're running stuff at the module level. It's a problem. As soon as we said like def main, and then call main. In fact, that's probably what we should do, right?
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Main.
Interesting.
Okay. Great. Yeah, sorry. That's a much more reasonable thing to do. Great. Let's watch it fail. Look at that. We were still waiting. So the thing in the background must do the pings and pongs and or at least the WebSocket protocol level ones.
It would have errored out otherwise.
Okay. Now we fix our broken code. Send. This stuff should never be happening. Why did we even get there? Line 134. Probably because it's a syntax error.
Yeah. Is it? Oh.
This.
Yeah.
It's dummy code. Let's just delete it. Now we have. Okay. Now we're breaking stuff. So let's start printing these
Connection
things.
is already closed. Shouldn't it have printed when the connection got closed?
So we're not doing. Okay. So this happens and it connects to the URL. We should immediately send. What's it called? A connect. So let's.
Oh yeah, we're not connecting.
Do we have a send in here?
But why didn't we get the close message?
Self dot. You're right, because we are printing these things. Message. Error. Closed. Open connection. Cool. Self dot. So we create that. We call connect. It's weird if it's public. Here, we can do it in here. Wait, is that funny? Wait, yeah, just connect immediately.
We want to implement connect.
Does your send do the? Yeah, it does. Great. Self dot send. I'm imagining let's just do it on this. That's reasonable. Connect. Great. And then when we're not going to send a query transition until we need to. Cool. Great. Line main C equals convex send message. So by the time we try to send the connect, it's already closed. So now that we have this totally new code, this WebSocket stuff for URL, and it's got all this stuff, it seems to close immediately.
Interesting. Why is it doing that?
That's a good question. Oh yeah, you want to use your omniscient.
I didn't see anything.
See if all right. So let's look at our example again. How is this code supposed to work? You do all this stuff, and you say, yeah, connect to there, and then you say run forever. We are. When do we run forever? Oh, it's sort of funny that we're not. Oh, you're right. I bet we can. Excuse me. We can probably still send. Send the JSON dumps of message, and the send message is of connect, and I'm going to make this. Okay, we try to send this, but oh no, it's already closed. are we even connecting? How do I find out if my computer's connecting?
You could turn trace back on.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, you're right. That's wow. I was thinking it was time to get out.
Oh, get out the big boy
Wireshark
tools?
or something. Yeah.
I'm not
Okay,
seeing
it doesn't
any
look like that
server-side
worked.
connections.
Okay, so this is not actually. Okay, when we do mains, when we actually do this stuff. We might still need that. There are lines of the example that we did not copy over, which we're doing that weird this stuff. Is it possible that this doesn't block? I think this doesn't block. Yeah.
What would block?
Well, this run forever, I was imagining we just sat on that line forever.
Yeah,
but I don't think we do.
Well,
based on this code.
We can try it.
We can try it, yeah. Where's this run forever? Print.
I want to comment out to connect.
Okay, but it's besides the point. If we're already disconnected. So I wonder if we have to be running before we can call send.
We might be. Is it printing out the thing that you said past run forever?
Okay. This was the call. This time we'd actually do the connecting, which we didn't see that stuff before. Errors about
on open is getting called.
Okay, this stuff's classic. None of these work correctly because they all take WebSocket as an argument.
Really?
Yeah, I replaced them with self before, but when you call the whatever the curried methods or the bound methods, it takes that out. So that's an improvement. Okay, so it doesn't block.
Does. Okay, so run forever probably
just starts things going. So that's the kind of thing we should just do.
Yeah, we should just do it immediately, and then send if we can.
Okay, what's going on?
Okay, well, at least now it opened the connection.
Okay, I bet that's because what's going on? Already opened. Oh, because we're calling it twice. That's why. Cool. Opened a connection, and then down here, pass run forever. So we gotta wait somehow. We have to have something else keeping this program around. Like what? Sleep? 100?
That is a thing.
What's going on? Okay, we're past. Okay, we're just sitting there. We should have received, right? So something's wrong. Do we print when we receive?
Yeah.
Okay. Oof, I kind of want to turn off. I guess we need it. We sent some raw stuff. Type all those things. Okay. All right. I'm a little stumped. What do we do next?
Okay. It's not even closing it or anything. What?
So it's still running. Maybe we're not printing on when we receive messages. We're supposed to be doing this. It could be the way we're sending stuff is no longer valid.
Oh yeah, maybe the .send is not the right way to do it now.
Oh, okay, because we've never seen how you're supposed to. Okay, let's
Yeah,
read some more docs.
Let's check the docs.
A long-lived connection. Great. Read me examples. Short-lived. Real-world examples. Oof. I don't want to read.
I don't want to read Apache Airflow to figure out how to send.
Yeah.
a
All right.
message.
All right. First one. Great. I can make my first one. Logging and debugging. Use it with. That sounds cool, but. Sub protocols. Oh dear.
Ooh, maybe it's so we have a WebSocket app. The WebSocket app probably has a WebSocket on it somewhere, and that's what we need to call send on. That's my guess.
So this thing, I think this is the okay.
So,
what are we calling send on
so
right
this,
now?
This is self.ws, which is the app.
Okay, self.ws is the app. WS is the actual WebSocket.
Yes. The argument to those.
Probably self.ws.ws or something. We're thinking, right?
Yeah.
So
like
where's our send? Where do we do send message? So the implementation of send message ought to be something like .ws, but we don't know.
Yeah.
So WebSocket is what we called our app. Let's just not call it web. Well, I guess it's a reasonable name. Yeah. So how do you call send on that thing? And self.ws dot onClose all these things. There's something called send, and it takes data and an opcode. If you set the opcode to opcode text.
That's the whole point of
No. I think we made our heads smaller, so I'm covering.
Okay.
We have stickies covering the spot where our heads are supposed to be, but I think when we shrunk our heads, yeah, because it comes all the way down to there. It's just this that we can't see. Okay.
Also, I guess I'm not in frame, but that's fine.
Come good in frame. Yeah, let's. Yeah.
I don't need to be in frame.
I think we need that.
All right, so send takes in data and an opcode.
Yeah, I kind of want to see in data. So we passed some data, but why does it want an opcode? It has a default, which is probably the good one.
Probably, but we should check. Oh yeah, it is.
And is there there's no WebSocket on here. Send. We've got good stuff like close and keep running last pong on message. Send sounds good.
Yeah.
It says data any. It says stir. Okay, that's what JSON returns. So that sounds reasonable, but we've never seen this thing successfully send one.
Yeah.
We'll read a little more docs. That's my work. Yeah, I don't understand how it. Yeah, so this send thing maybe doesn't. Send a message. Self.sock. Oh, great. Okay, that's where it is.
Okay.
If it doesn't have one, it says connection's already closed. We can cheat and just talk to the sock directly.
Yeah.
But all that it's doing is sending
it's just
opcode.
calling data.
Opcode is text, which you said, this sounds like
That's the correct one.
Okay. Interesting. All right. I don't know if this is a blocking send, but it doesn't matter, because it could be fire and forget. That wouldn't be a problem. If it doesn't have that. Oh, I see. And this is the actual call. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for going through this. This is helpful to have some
can we try again?
fortitude. Yeah, let's try again. Absolutely. We could also turn off some. Okay, we've got a lot of printing. We get down here and we send the modify query set, and then it tells us what that looked like, and then it says it was list opinions. This kind of print feels like it really did send it, right?
Yeah, it's definitely sending.
So maybe we're not properly registering our on message or something? You said on message, please call this. Because that would print this. I mean, we can just talk directly to that sock because we found it, but
yeah, one thing that maybe we can try.
Yeah.
It's kind of a shot in the dark is setting the session ID to be an actual UUID instead of a hard-coded string.
well, I like it, but we had this working before, right?
It was. It worked once.
Oh,
Which
it worked a few times.
okay.
Okay, but I'm with you though. Let's do that.
Maybe
Where
the
was
server side thing thinks that we're connecting to an old thing, and then it decides not to send back any data because it thinks we already have it.
So what is this thing?
It's a UUID. So Python UUID.
UUID, lots of options here.
Probably UUID 4. Yeah, and then .toString or something.
But it just returns a string, right?
It returns a UUID.
Oh. Okay, and that thing has a toString on it, hopefully,
Probably.
or just call stir on it. I bet you can just call stir on it.
Probably.
Okay, we're still going to print when we send stuff. I'm going to turn. Are we printing ourselves? I'm gonna turn off tracing for a sec. Just so we get less output here. Okay, we think we sent this stuff.
Okay, that didn't help.
Is that okay? All right, so there's something that changed when we. It could be that the way we're registering our handlers. Yeah, I'm suspicious of the way we're registering our handlers, I guess.
Yeah, because none of them have gotten. Well, actually, on open has gotten called.
Oh, was it? Opened connection. You're right. Okay. On open was called. So the way we're registering that one is fine. So these ones are probably also fine. On message not being called. Oh, threading.
I am looking at a graph here that says that the server sent out a message.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So.
Okay, great. So this is definitely our issue with.
Oh, but it also says there was a server error. What is that?
Oh, what is it? What is it?
Ping pong timeout.
Huh. As though, so when I Control C this, maybe it doesn't close cleanly.
Yeah, maybe.
Because we're still connected now.
It could, yeah, the ping pong timeout could be unrelated to the problem. I think
Sure.
it sent a message and then it timed out.
Okay. So we think it is running during this time. Right, we don't have to.
Oh, actually, I guess I can check, or you can check the dashboard
Oh, yeah.
to see
Wait, what would I see on the dashboard?
the logs. You can see whether it was successful
Oh,
or not.
yeah, great. Because the query I'm running. Actually, it doesn't make sense to me because I have a browser tab that's also open. So I'm worried that wait, what is it? Because I'm not sending a mutation, I'm sending a query.
Yeah, we log queries.
Okay. And right when you log in, we should run it. It might be cached, right? So great. I don't understand how this works. I'm
Right when you
imagining
log in.
I already have somewhere here.
Yeah.
I'm already subscribed to the same query.
Right.
So
But you'll see it has a timestamp for when each of the queries runs. So if we refresh and this shows up, then we'll see.
okay, I'm running this. What? Okay. So you're obviously right because those are running there. Okay, great. So
and you
similarly,
can load it too if you want.
Yeah.
In the dashboard.
Yeah. Okay. Logs, great. See, waiting for new logs. Kind of wish I could clear here or something so I could tell the difference. I wonder if I select that, if that will help.
Maybe.
Yeah, it does. Okay, great. So
cool.
I got these selected. Anything else is new. Hop over here.
That's interesting because it means it didn't re-render fully.
Well, so React's smart.
Yeah,
We're
React
using
is-
our key things so
Yeah.
that it uses the same elements.
You gotta use your keys.
Yeah. Okay. So we got to list opinions. That's good.
Yes.
Made it.
And it was successful.
Cool. All right. So we're just not. We haven't figured out the UI, the API for listening to messages
Yeah.
in this app thing, and maybe it is because this run forever thing doesn't really work. Maybe it is because we could go, if we were to go back. The reason we can't go back to the other one is it might not have these listeners, right? That was the simple create
Yeah.
connection one.
It doesn't have the listener at all.
Yeah. Okay, so this create connection thing is entirely imperative. I'm tempted to go look at an example. Python
Yeah.
Slack SDK, that might not be too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah? Anything
maybe.
else simple?
Maybe.
We Slack? Okay, I'm guessing. But I like this page. I want to keep it open. All right. What do we got? I'm slow at searching GitHub, so better clone it. Great. So small repo. That's promising. What's the name of our? Oops, got some work stuff
On
up.
message. That's not work stuff.
Yeah, it's fun work stuff. It's
Oh,
kind of
okay.
fun to have a fun job where's oh right, I'm using VS Code. That's why I can't find it. What's the name of the thing that we want to see an example of? It is WebSocket app. So let's just grep in here for when you have a WebSocket app. Uh-oh, they're using types. There's a lot of them. Let's get out of the docs. WebSocket is a WebSocket app on air. These look good. WebSocket client.
On message.
Let's take a look. They create these things like on close, and then okay, this looks similar, right?
Yeah.
Great. Current session, they call it a session, maybe that's a better variable name, and then they do stuff the way that they
call
send
message, which is
okay, yeah, they just say send. That's what
Yeah.
we're doing, right? We know it's being sent successfully anyway. How do they register? When you connect, they have an on message, yeah. And it takes a WebSocket as the first argument. They do their own processing of the messages, but they actually get the message here and they print that they got it. And that's the kind of thing we're doing. On message. I don't think it makes a difference that these are going to be bound methods here. We could make them closed, like we could use closures and put these,
yeah.
up here. But yeah, I don't think it matters. Yeah, I'm used to JavaScript where
where that actually matters.
this stuff. It doesn't work. Yeah, these should just be two argument functions, 2 parameter functions. We print when that gets it. It could be that something about printing doesn't work in that thread. That's pretty out there. I doubt that's it. No, it's fine. When we self is the right thing here. I'm tempted to change our WebSocket to session, but I won't do that. Do we think okay, because the query is running, we know we must be receiving this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if we're receiving, but yeah, the server is definitely sending
Okay.
a message.
Okay. I'm going to look at how they run forever in here. Run current session. do this, and they're with stuff. Who knows what that's about?
That doesn't look very important.
Run current session. Interval runner. Uh-oh, so they've got their own event loopy stuff going on.
I did find a Stack Overflow where it has an example.
Oh, great. Let's look at that.
That might work. I was hesitant to bring this up because I don't know if it will help or just make things more complicated. But we import threading.
Oh, cool. I like threading. That's it? Not executing. Connecting to a WebSocket using the WebSocket client library.
Huh. What does it send?
Cool. I guess we're getting to it. Well, this is kind of fun. But
Stack Overflow time.
all right. Great. This is my code. Doesn't look relevant. Build an app on message. This stuff.
It's revealed that the problem is this double equal sign. So I think the rest of it should work.
Wait, what?
Like
Double
app value
equals
bar.
Oh,
is the
got it.
So
That's
I think
great.
The rest of it should work.
Wait, okay. Wow. This is how we're getting information, is based on, all right.
Based on the question.
So they're calling run forever, but this is dumb. They're calling run forever in a thread.
Yeah.
I guess we can do that, but that's pointless, right?
Yeah, I don't really understand.
We already found that.
Why that would help.
Well, okay. Better try it. This seems dumb. Run forever. Sure, we can do that. T equals threading dot thread, where the target is self.websocket dot.
We don't call wait, by the way.
Oh, when do we do? Oh, right. Okay, so instead, let's have a little thread. Self dot. We don't have to hold a reference to it, right? Just say threading dot thread target equals. Do they do this dispatcher stuff? We should maybe. I'm curious about what dispatcher stuff is.
They do not. They just pass in the run forever as the target.
Got it. This look reasonable? I'm saying like do that stuff.
Yep.
Okay. That's different, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Happened.
So this is maybe dying sooner. Well, okay, it makes sense the thread would die right away because all that it does is call this. Yeah. I think that code totally doesn't work. Is my guess.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why are we sending the connect message before it has connected? Or
are we?
Are we sending the connect message before we have? Because it looks like we are.
Yeah. Okay. I would hope that their send would enqueue it or something, but maybe not.
Yeah.
So let's undo that wacky stuff. And
I think this is actually a problem I ran into in both Swift and Rust.
oh, interesting. Okay, great. So this is the kind of thing where you loath to do this in it, but I'm gonna import time dot sleep.
You could also do it
for
in the
one.
on open.
Okay, that's the reason. Do it where? In on open?
On open.
Why would I do that? Oh, I see.
After it's
Yeah.
open.
Sorry. Yeah, that makes sense.
You don't need to sleep. Yeah.
That's a perfect time to connect. Oh, this is feeling. Yeah, this does feel twisty, and just that's my only network kind of thing. Okay, that very reasonable. That sounds like a great time to send.
Send the connect message. Yeah. Oh, did I?
Okay, we're sitting there. We open the connection, then we send a connect message, then we send a modify query. All right. Yeah, and since we saw there that it was running.
It was in that.
Do we think that what happens if I send something later. I'm wondering if after, if I send something later, like c dot, I wonder if things that you send after on run forever has run actually, no, but we know it's
Hmm.
I think I want to read about run forever, see what.
Yeah, maybe we should figure out what run forever does.
Oof, there's a lot of stuff. Run an event loop. The loop is an infinite, great. I don't know what kind of, the fact that it just hits it and then does something else. Okay, dispatcher. Customize, this is how to read data from socket. What?
But only for customized reading.
But why are we using that then?
Oh, I don't know.
Let's stop using that.
Yeah.
That's what the IPython example did. Maybe there's a reason why.
Huh.
Send.
Oh.
Connect. Okay, so now we're blocked forever.
Now it's blocking.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So I think that was a way of doing, I think the rel thing may have been a way to hook into a built-in Python event loop that we don't understand. But that's fine, because this thing can, I mean, it's too bad that the init is an infinite loop, and we should stop having that to be the case. But while it is, let's go ahead and, we never call wait, right? That's the situation. Where's our main? Yeah, main. Let's, after we send the connect, also send our query thing and see if that works. It's not a good situation, but
inside the on open.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a copy? Yeah. Lose the old one. Oh yeah, you're right. On query. Yep. Okay. Cool. Maybe that do something.
Whoa.
Great. Okay. All right. So we got to figure out our event loop stuff.
It was the event loop. Okay.
Which means like just let's stick it in a thread. Throw it in a thread.
Yeah. Let's.
Right.
Maybe the rel thing is just too confusing for us.
Yeah. All right. So in here. Great. Dot start. We can never stop it because we're not holding on to a handle.
That's fine.
Great. Now we can do stuff in here like, where's on open?
Move the on query back out.
And we're just doing it right here.
Okay.
Great.
Huh.
Okay.
So now we're calling it before it gets opened.
Oh, okay. So I do want to block.
Yeah.
We need a way to block until. Oh, we need some.
We need some
condition variables.
Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, we need a lock, right? We need a lock that gets released.
Something.
Or we need in here. We need to say like we run this in a thread, and then we have to say, wait until that thread releases a lock or something. How would you? Sorry, I'm looking at you because I do write a lot of JavaScript where I use promises to coordinate between logical threads of execution, but not this.
Yeah,
this
I mean in Go or
stuff.
Rust I would use a channel, but
yeah. So I think in here the thing we want to do is have
has
a little function,
global
right?
Interpreter lock, so we can use a variable.
Well, but it won't alert us.
Yeah.
I do need to.
But we can busy loop.
Okay. Yeah. You're right. We absolutely can. So let's call run forever. I'm going to write a little thing that is our.
Yeah.
The thread. What this does is just.
On the other hand, the way I did this in Swift was if you call send before it's open, it queues it up.
Oh,
and
that's
then when
reasonable.
It opens,
that's what we should do, right?
That's what I did. I don't.
Do you
know
want?
if that's a good
Should
idea.
we just queue it and then and then when you call receive or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you get an on open.
Well, okay. When we get an on open, then you empty the queue. Yeah. Okay. That's. I guess because we said the API. No, you're right. Should we do that?
I don't know. I don't know if that's a good
Well,
idea.
I will like your busy loop.
But that is-
I'm going with your busy loop.
Okay, cool.
Let's run it forever, and then so that just happens forever. Oh, this is dumb. I don't need this. The point was
So we have like
in on open, we need to, yeah, great.
open.
Self dot open equals true, and then great, perfect, great API. Oh, that's kind of you. No, at least make it like 0.1.
Yeah, that's smart.
I want 0.05. I don't want to sit here and wait.
Good idea.
Great. Okay. Main. This is when we do the query, and then we have to keep our program alive. So we again need to import time dot. It's not a daemon thread, so it will keep the thread alive, or the Python process alive. So this is fine. Okay.
It worked.
We printed out our thing. Great. We're
Wow.
not print. Okay. So
I think I typed in 1 because I'm used to it being in like JavaScript, my milliseconds.
oh yeah,
or
millisecond. Yeah, sure.
Rust nanoseconds.
No, that's reasonable. Oh, okay.
But in Python, it's seconds.
So we could clean up some code. We could decode this message and
Yeah, we
get
should-
the value
We
out.
should decode it and
Start
call
with
it
that.
callback. Let's do that.
Great.
So
Every
it's a
time-
JSON parse or whatever it's called.
Okay, this is on
Loads.
message. Great. Message equals the JSON.loads of the message. Is there a message type kind of thing?
Yes, there is.
Great. If it's what might it be? Transition. If it's a transition, then consider calling some callbacks. If otherwise we ignore everything
then we
else.
have, okay, we've got a start version, end version. Those aren't very important. Modifications has a type which is query updated, and that is a query ID and a value.
Great. So for
Modification.
mod in message of capital M modifications.
Lowercase.
Modifications. Is that always there? Is there a type, a
For a
transition?
transition? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For each of those, what's a modification look like?
It has the type, which can be query updated.
If the type is, how do you spell query updated?
Yeah, camel case.
What do you call camel case where the front's also
Oh, case.
title case?
Title case. Yep.
All right. If it's that, great. Then
we have a query ID and a
Great.
value.
then self. It should always be here, so we can just look for it. Queries of the, is it an int or something? Hopefully, of mod
Although the Rust client does check.
query ID.
Lowercase q.
Query ID.
Yep.
Cool. Is
The Rust client checks, and the comment says that we might have unsubscribed, but the server might not know that.
oh, okay.
But we do not need to do that.
Okay. Or well, no, yeah. But
Well, we are
that
trying
does
to
make
get it
sense though.
working.
Yeah. Queries. What do we do? It's a callback, so let's just call it on mod of
value, lowercase.
value. Cool. And we'll see if that thing is a string. All right. So that was way too much code to just be typing, so it probably won't work. But we can see if that prints.
Looks good to me.
Air 0. That's, I don't know who that is.
Huh.
This is the transition. Okay, I'm gonna pretty print that. Who's printing this now? Message.
It's the callback.
Cool.
So that one, we can probably just comment that out for now.
Okay,
If we,
that's fair. Right.
And then the value should get printed in on query callback.
Cool. It probably won't. Let's see. Open connection.
Error
Sending
0.
error 0. Who is printing that? Error. That's me.
Yeah.
Error 0. It's that one, of course. So is that a WebSocket?
That's not a WebSocket
It's
close
funny
code.
that-
I don't know what that means.
Oh, I'm gonna have battery issues. I'm gonna go seek a thing. Do you wanna?
Yeah, I will try to see why it's broken.
Feel free to use my computer.
All right, let's see why it's broken. And that didn't work. Okay, so we have, we're calling this self.queries. Query updated modifications. Okay, well, let's add some print statements. I can do that on my laptop. Print.
There's a fancy sign on the door.
Ooh, what's the fancy sign say?
It says Full Stack Studios.
Oh, is that new?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty new.
I'm sure you're just putting on today. Okay, I'm excited.
Keyboard
Buy
interrupt
even more.
isn't working. Oh. Boop. Okay. So I printed out modifications just to see where it was getting stuck.
This is modifications?
Yeah, that's
Cool.
modifications, which is good.
Okay.
So now we're looping through them.
Oh, you got it. You did it in here. Okay, awesome. Cool. And then what's in I guess we should start printing these.
Yeah.
Print the mod. We're gonna,
Seems
when
good.
we do this, find out that we're spelling something wrong. I should have put, since we know that that's the only thing we're getting, I should have put something else. There's only one mod, and it is this.
Mm-hmm.
And the type is query updated, which is what I wanted it to be.
Yep.
Updated, but I might be reading it wrong, so try this.
Okay.
Just yeah. Right. Okay, great. It is there.
Yeah, maybe we're not updating self.queries? No, we must be.
We get like a nice Python stack trace, right? If
Yeah.
this were so.
But if we were calling it, then it would be printing it.
Right.
So maybe we
probably. Why might it not? So I think by letting that main thread end and then trying to but we're just calling us in that thread, so that should be fine. Yeah, I'm sort of suspicious about port time keeping this thread alive, but I think that's pretty silly. Yeah, no difference. Okay. That kills that one, and this kills the other one. Yeah, so I guess in here let's print the function. Is there anything there? Is the question.
value too.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe it's printing none or something.
Got it. Yeah, but we should have a nice error when like a key error here.
Yeah.
Or
we can also print the value. Maybe.
Which one was the value?
Mod value.
Oh, got it. Shoot, did I not label any of these? We're supposed to print mod, query ID, something, something, this stuff. And instead we print one thing. Query ID is 0.
Oh.
You see it?
Yeah. So we're storing the query ID in the queries map, but we're not doing anything else with the query ID. Specifically, we should be passing it to modify query set.
Oh, interesting. Okay, got it.
Before we increment it, we should be passing it to modify query set.
Wait, I don't remember why. Okay, we should change this so that it actually
Because
accepts
it currently has I
got it.
as the query ID.
Right. Okay.
We should totally have been getting a key error or something.
Zip queries, and there's a little silly way to do it, but IDs. IDs, is that fair?
Or you
And-
can add it to the tuple.
Yeah, it's reasonable. Tuple is going to be a, let's see, modify query set. We have to tell it. We shouldn't have to tell it. Well, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's a message. It's a message.
Yeah,
We can
this
tell it.
is
Yeah, stir, list any, and then a final thing, which is a,
int.
we're saying through ints. Okay.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's nice to be a programming language with ints.
Yeah.
Great. It's a threeple now, and this stuff for it or I in queries is this close. Okay. Modify query set. Now, all right. This is the self dot next query ID. All right.
Okay. Cool. Let's print it out. See what happens.
Pretty much out.
Oh, just
The
print what we were printing before.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, great. There is indeed a thing here. We get a unhashable type. When are we trying to store something in?
Huh? Is that?
Also, why is it in there? Oh, this is funny.
How is it coming through there?
Yeah. So I guess error is anything that happens on that thread.
Yeah.
That's pretty weird.
That's crazy.
I kind of wish that error were like a stack trace or something.
Yeah.
Right? Like what
That
is
should
this
totally
thing?
include the stack trace.
What is? Yeah. How is this supposed to work? Oh, I bet they do it right. Oh, that was in here. On error. How do these work? On error, they give you an error, which is an exception. Oh,
great.
okay. So this still is not a.
You can probably throw error.
Yeah, perfect. That's much better. Yeah.
Or
Right.
raise.
In Vim, I have those aliases each other based on what the file type is. Raise error. Great. It's an error. Cool.
That's an exception.
Exception. Got it. Okay. Great. And then the unhashable type is like, why would we be trying to? So maybe.
Query ID is a list.
Yeah, the query ID. Okay, yeah. I probably messed up the order of the arguments. Query ID. Well, there's no, those are the hard-coded ones. Here I said I, which is the last one, so it's the last.
Yeah.
I changed the
think that one's
signature.
correct.
Modify query set. When we pass it here, I didn't change this type signature. Oh, oops, that's the hard-coded
but
one.
that's-
I'm sorry, I'm getting rid of
fine.
this. It's distracting me. So modify query set. Okay, I'm passing the right things here.
What is the query ID we're getting back? Oh, it's probably bytes. Oh no, it's an int. At least I think it's an int. So why would, like, this is the only place where I think we would be doing like a hash thing. Oh, it's this. There.
Oh, okay.
It's in our print statement.
Got it.
So. Ooh.
Okay, stuff's happening. We're printing this. This probably is printing that. I don't know. Let's get rid of some of our debug prints, like these. And where is it that we assign? Yeah, this thing could be, or to be print. This could be p print, not p print. So we can tell the difference. Great, that looks like a p print. So we're getting the value. It looks like this.
What did we change?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't remember what we changed.
Should we look at the edit history?
I think too
We're
much
curious
has
enough?
changed, probably.
Okay. Well, it works fine. It got the idea, right?
Yeah, but it should have been working before. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got something like this. Okay, so depending on when you want to go home on your train, we may be done. We also could try to hook this up to.
Yeah, let's try to hook it up to something.
Okay, let's hook it up to something. So I could even put it in another file or something. Let's stop running main. I'm going to keep hard coding any of this stuff we don't need. Yeah, we're not using any of this.
The subscriptions work.
See if subscriptions work, you said? Yeah, that's a good idea. We should do that. We'll call main for now. We probably don't need any of that stuff. Do you have a? I guess I can do it so everyone can see it.
But go to the.
How do I make these both visible at the same time? Window management is pretty hard. Close this.
Yeah. So I guess this list includes everything. So it doesn't matter what you do. You can click agree or something, or you can create a new opinion.
I'm only subscribed to the list of opinions, right? So.
Yeah, but the
right, the numbers.
Everything.
I see. Gotcha.
Yeah, the numbers will show.
I agree. Ooh, I can't tell. Did it print again? Yeah, it did.
Hey, I see a flash.
Great. We can't see Convex's fire. Let's look at TypeScript is terrible. TypeScript is terrible. Agree. Agree. Yeah. All votes 9.
Yeah.
Agrees are 7.
Also, it keeps going up because it's sorted by popularity.
Oh, I see. Okay. Great. That's out there. Okay. Terrific. Yeah. So I'm tired of web development. I want to make a command line tool that does the same thing. Time to rename this to something else. How do you rename things? What is this? Convex, right? We just wrote the Convex client.
Yep.
Let's make a new file how do you do that? New file called opinions.py, and this does I can't remember which way it is in Python. Import
from package import
from Convex import. What did we call it? What's our API look like?
Client, or it's called Convex, I think. Convex.
Cool.
And URL. Yep.
Convex URL. Great. I'm just going to put URL in here. From Convex import Convex and C equals convex of the URL, and I just want to copy the thing that we just did, which was this kind of stuff. Great. So I'd like to subscribe, and then I don't need to hang around. We can just do that. See if this works. Cool.
Great.
You subscribe to it. Cool. So do you want to check out this terminal library?
Sure.
So it's supposed to be neat. Textualize. That's their company. Got so popular. Got so many stars in GitHub. They had to get some venture capital. You know how that goes. Show me an example. I guess, sure, a calculator. Oh, it looks pretty complicated. Doesn't look that bad, actually. Is there a simpler one? Simple.
Nice.
Great.
Yay. I need to install rich and textual, I think. Python-m pip. Nope, doesn't even have it. Python 3. Great, same thing. Python-m pip. Install textual. If I'm importing it directly, it doesn't tell me if I need to install textual. Cool. Now we run opinions, and it doesn't work. Cool.
I've got some async IO exceptions. So I probably need Python 3.10 is my guess.
Really?
Maybe. What's our error? What's the exception?
Cancel error?
Timer. Yeah. I think he develops on a Mac, so I think canceled error. Oh, I think this might be a VS Code terminal thing. Just because I follow this guy on Twitter, he was talking about that.
Oh, really?
Conceivably. So let's just, where were we again? CD Convex, Python opinions. Nope. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, I kind of want to start with something that just works. I guess let's try one other one just in case. Man, I'm pretty excited about this. Oh, once installed, you can run the following command for a quick test or see. Well, okay, let's start with that. Can we even do the quick test? Python-m textual.app. Yeah.
Aha.
Okay, cool. Look at that. We've got some hover. It seems like very React inspired, sort of, or declarative UI inspired, and is all about toggle. Sure, toggle sidebar. Why not? Whoa! You see that? You see that animation? So it's all about pushing the terminal a little further than maybe it needs to be. Look at that. Look at the it's an ease.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not linear.
So that works. Great. I think this is the kind of thing that would be fine. This seems important to know if I have everything. Okay. Oops. Okay, great. So we can do this stuff. The question is, can we figure out how, just by reading this, not reading docs, maybe we could read docs, there's this bind stuff.
Okay.
So this is like proper Python async. The question is, could we take our threaded thing and have a callback that does something here? I bet we could.
Yeah.
Right. So let's render.
Ooh, Python has async await.
Yeah. That's where, well, my little story, I think it's true, is Python started with generators and then made coroutines. Then JavaScript took those coroutines and then shook them up and made async await. And then Python brought back the async await. I should find out if that description is really accurate, but the timeline matches at least. Okay, so what do we? Yeah, I want to like call. It's a funny API with this stuff. I don't know, but if you have this smooth, I don't know if this blocks. I assume it does.
Yeah.
So I guess the idea will be we will
create our Convex app up front.
Yeah, we can just subscribe to it right away.
Yep.
But the thing that we want to do is talk to this thing, which doesn't exist yet.
Okay.
So how do we?
Well, we could do the on update, whatever it's called. The convex method, we can call it inside of this, right?
Okay. Yep, that makes sense.
On query.
Great. So once this thing gets going, I don't see an init.
On load.
Where is it? On load. Great. Cool. We'll start our on query. And what's something we can do that would affect this thing? I wonder if we're allowed to call these things directly. Action toggle sidebar. Yeah, call when the user hits the B key. Cool. Self.action toggle sidebar. right? So that should call this thing.
Yes, and I'm trying to figure out how this is working. So we've got watch show bar. What? Show bar. Oh, okay. It's doing fancy things with what is show bar?
Yeah, it is doing fancy things.
It's reactive.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that looks good.
Okay, yeah. So
if we can like have a reactive variable, this looks like
yeah,
you use state or
okay,
use query.
great. So how does reactive work? Actually, I don't care how it works. That was the wrong question. Can you use reactive?
Yeah, I think we can.
Opinions equals reactive of empty list.
Yeah.
And every time def update, or like we'll call it on convex update.
Okay.
Value opinions dot. How does this work?
Self.opinions equals.
Opinions equals, really? Okay.
Yeah,
so it's it's
copying
a
it from
descriptor.
show bar,
Oh,
self.show bar
okay,
equals.
got it. Equals value.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
And we do that with on convex update.
Okay. Very nice.
Okay. What do we?
And
now we on mount. Somewhere we have to like do stuff with our reactive thing.
Yeah.
So
where's self.show bar used?
Self.bar equals placeholder. We can build stuff. Oh, show bar. You're right. Show bar. That's this stuff. Oh, here. Watch show bar.
Ooh.
Called when it changes. Oh, interesting. So we have to. Oh, interesting. So it's reactive, but then you end up making an imperative back at the bottom layer.
Yeah.
Def watch opinions value.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
This is a list of some kind. Who knows? I think you can just do that. I think you're supposed to do that. I don't know. And then in here, I want to change this kind of like I want to do stuff. What does their watch do? It says bar.animate. So that's a
So
I don't want to animate something. I just want to have like declaratively say like render stuff here. So I bet there's something for like just showing some JSON or showing like the length of a list or something. Okay, well let's. Oh, that's a problem. I'll try printing, but I don't know if that's gonna work. So it's a terminal app.
Right. I would.
Value.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like likely to work. So there's .animate. There might be other functions that you can call on things like.
Yeah, but I bet it's supposed to be I bet in the general case it's a reactive sort of thing. I'm just gonna see if stuff's working now. If this ever, like all the reactive stuff we're doing ever works. Ooh, okay.
Yes.
Wait, why did that happen? Oh, it was just our initial thing coming back.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that was the initial.
Got it.
Response.
Okay, so it's doing all this stuff. I bet I can say this should be a reactive view of.
Well, you can probably say the. Yeah, we should look.
Okay, time to read some docs. Are there any docs? But there's some kind of reactive demo. Creating widgets. You can create your own widgets by subclassing widget, and then you'd make reactive things. Because we're not making a widget here, are we? We are making an app. So define, the following render method is where you define how the widget should be displayed. All right, so it's our job to make a widget. It has a render method. It gets passed in a reactive or something. I don't know if it gets to how that works.
Where's the render method?
It's the following one. It follows somewhere. Let's look at some examples and see if any of them have.
And there's a hover widget. Does the hover widget? Oh, it does have a render method. Okay.
Okay.
And it can use mouse over.
Got it. So you define behaviors on things, and then you have a render, which is declarative, which is kind of cool. It just says what this is supposed to do, returns a panel. Great. But let's take exactly this code, right? But okay, and this is called a pin widget. Name's never used again, right? I need to import panel.
And widget.
Oh, and widget, okay. And then down here I add my view placeholder. Ooh, this is interesting. What? On mount, it does some stuff.
Yeah.
How do I mount some widgets?
I think that's in the example.
Hover app. I see. We make a mount, and then it has an on mount. Hover equals. Oh, you build them, and then you await
the docking of them.
View.dock.
Really know
okay.
What dock means.
Maybe dock means place, I guess.
Huh. Okay.
Edge top. So I can hopefully like replace the bottom or add my own. Await self.view.dock of an instance of an opinions widget. Opinions widget. And let's render. Okay, see if we can see a hello world in there. Okay, I think maybe something about the layout is meaning that we never get to ours. It has a render. I'm doing this. This has a size. Edge bottom, edge. Did this edge top? Interesting. Maybe I'm supposed to say something about where it goes.
Also a tuple of 10 of them.
Yeah, do we have to do that?
Probably not.
Some of these look like, I bet placeholders. Yeah, placeholders a widget. So I'm going to do a similar thing.
Okay.
You know, maybe I could just do this instead. Okay, great. This is hello world. Great. Hover,
nice.
red. Let's make that show some opinions. Opinions widget now renders panel of the pprint.p format of the widgets stuff. So I wonder about these things being passed between widgets. I'm worried about that. So I think I'm just gonna.
I would just put it in the inner one.
Yeah. There's probably some data flow or something. So great, you can do that. This one probably needs an on mount.
I think it just has a render, right?
Well, I need to hook it up. I want to
Ooh,
the on Convex update stuff.
How do you hook that up?
I bet that widgets can have their own. Maybe not. Widgets. Yeah, because the hover class is a custom widget, and the first line in hover may seem a little mysterious. Yeah, so you can have this. I see, but you're right. It's only that.
Yeah, but
so
there's no on mount.
in the render, I can do the very first time it renders. We could do it.
How do you do that?
How about on enter, and then we can't clean it up. So.
Maybe there's an on mount. Seems like a reasonable method for this thing to have.
Where was I doing on Convex update in here? Where did we schedule it? Okay, on load.
Ooh.
I think let's add an on load. Maybe it can have one. On load of self is. That's when I want you to do this stuff, and it's self dot. That's what I want you to call, and we don't need a watch. I don't think, because I don't. Yeah. I bet that this can just do the p format of self dot on convex. No, opinions. Cool. Maybe that works. Okay. Started. It was supposed to start empty. Maybe we're not hooking it up.
Yeah, I would guess that onload is not getting called.
Yeah. Let's test that.
Also, if it's getting called, does it have to be async?
I don't know how this one works.
Well, the other one's async.
Where is it? I missed it. Oh, here. Yeah, sure. Async. Def onload. Do some stuff. Bind keys here. Yeah, bind keys sounds like the kind of place you'd want to do this kind of thing.
Yeah, but I don't know if widget has that method.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, and I can understand, like, if you're binding keys, then that's not a global thing. I mean, that is a global thing, so
yeah.
maybe it shouldn't have it. So, okay, can you pass reactive variables around? Reactive attributes like this. Any changes will be updating. Sure, maybe I can get a reference to that widget. So if I stored a reference to the widget in Smooth App, then I could, in this onload, do something with it. I wonder if it's possible to create these ahead of time. So let's try that.
Or you can do it on mount.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's just do it on mount. That's perfect. I have an opinions widget. Opinions widget, and how did that work? We're just going to subscribe to it right there. Convex, which is a global thing. On query, please call opinions widget dot on convex update with the value. What that will do is set the opinions thing. This doesn't do anything anymore. Cool. Okay, great. So let's just make it a little bit nicer by well, let's watch it update. Is it going to update? What's one that we can see here? Convex is better than Firebase. Yeah, I'm feeling generous today. Uh-oh, I don't see it. Oh, there went. Okay.
There it goes.
What's our latency like? 1, 2, 3. Ooh, it's only how you move the mouse in.
Ooh.
So that's interesting. Yeah. So we need to tell it. Okay, I think we need to tell it to re-render.
Is it because the WebSocket has gone to sleep or something?
I think it's. I'll play with it now. So.
How about I will push the button. I'm gonna agree.
Okay, so nothing's happening until I move my mouse just a wee bit.
Yeah.
So we have to tell it that it needs to re-render, like force a re-render somehow. Okay. And you'd think changing a reactive variable would be enough.
Yeah, that seems like sort of the point.
Yeah, agreed. But I can also understand the point of view, if I'm being generous, that for a terminal app, if it's just changing, if it's just sitting in a terminal, you don't want it burning CPU, doing stuff. But yeah, sure you do. Yeah. That's what top is. Yeah. All right. How do we force a re-render? Implements a render. We could have that watch. What was it called? Watch. Opinions.
Oh yeah. Watch opinions. And
it seems like it's just using the name to do that. Yeah. And then in here, what do? We could call a render. Seems like that wouldn't do much. Yeah. Where was the examples? Okay, and what was one?
Which it does have an on mount.
Okay, animation, was it? Watch. Okay, so a thing called watch show bar, and it says self.bar.animate. What kind of things? Yeah. What else does the widget have? Did you found some docs?
No, this is just an example.
I think this is
widget does have unmount. So if we want to unmount it.
Well, we found that this works. I think, right? That's not a problem.
That should work.
Because we're just hooking it up here. After that, we're just here. Okay. I mean, we could declare victory now and just move our mouse around a bit, but moving the mouse is a little bit like polling.
Yeah. There should be a re-render.
I mean, on these watch things, there's bar, yeah, widget.animate, which re-render, force render, render. Pass events on to children. Crop.
Could it be a Visual Studio Code thing?
Easy to check. I don't think so. Oh, I see. Well,
I just read a thing that says, note, we don't need to explicitly refresh the screen or draw anything. Setting the attribute, which is what a reactive thing should be.
Right.
So, it seems
I
like
could
this
imagine.
is supposed to work.
I could sort of imagine that. No, because a Visual Studio thing, I don't think so.
It was
but I'll
being
try
very
it.
reactive, yeah.
Okay, I think it was right when I moved the mouse.
And
I'm
then
not
I
moving my mouse.
agree.
Oh.
What?
I still have the print in there.
Oh. Yeah, watch opinions is now printing. We can pass.
I like how it looks in here more. Okay, got this. You made a change?
Uh-huh.
Great, I don't see it. And now as soon as I move my mouse, I think I'm gonna see it. Yeah.
Okay. Very.
Until mouse move. Yeah, I mean, we probably need to dig in and understand how the thing works. On leave, on
Ooh.
Hmm.
There's a refresh method.
Oh, cool. Let's call that. I'll put it on watch.
Yeah.
Right.
Opinions.
Self dot
Self.refresh.
refresh. Great. Oh, look at all that good stuff. What was the docs for that? Refresh, initiate. Next idle event.
Huh. I guess there's another possibility, which is that the WebSocket response doesn't come in until it gets woken up.
Yeah, so it doesn't do anything right now, right? Until I move the cursor, that's when this updates.
Yeah.
All right. And it still doesn't.
And that was the case even when we were printing, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That can't be a VS Code thing, right? Do this. All right, nothing. All right, so there's some, I think there's maybe some control flow, or because it's nested or something. There's something about.
Well, we could try to move it to the on mount in the widget.
Move what to on mount?
The on query. We can move this part.
Yeah.
To the on mount of the widget.
Okay, but probably it's just a.
Yeah, I don't really anticipate that being.
Oh no, that's yeah, for that first one that totally could help. Actually, I'm with you. Yeah. Is it async?
No, not according to this.
Okay. Oh, now I'm moving my cursor. Nothing's happening.
Ooh.
Okay, so I don't think unmount's being called.
Yeah.
Oh, it does have one right there. Huh.
It's
Okay.
a very simple example I'm looking at.
Yeah. Okay. Go back to where you were. All right, but let's try a live update though, because it does seem possible that it's just the first one that won't be live. So this part, but can you do a vote and see if that shows up? Or maybe we already did that. That was okay. That was this one.
Yeah, it should be 246.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Once I move. All right. Well, I could call this.
Yeah.
Good enough. Right?
We have it as reactive as the library is allowing it to be.
Right. I bet there's yeah. Well, we'll see. We can ask the maintainer about this. Should we make this a little prettier?
Yeah. Sounds
I feel
good.
like when web development is hard, at least we can do that. So I'm p-formatting that stuff. Should we just derive some data?
Yeah.
Let's
get the list out.
Okay, great. It's list out.
The opinion.
I'll call opinions equals. Yeah. Which parts of this do we want? Maybe I'll do a tuple of these 4 things.
Yeah. Or yeah.
How do I? Could I just remove the? Yeah, I want. Okay, I'll do drive data. Agree all votes. Okay. Key. I'll just write it very explicitly. Agree all votes, disagree opinion. How are these spelled? Camel case? Okay. This is just too much work. I'm going to start with just the opinion. Get it in here.
Sounds good.
And
Soft.opinions.
great. And hopefully yeah. And hopefully this thing does like the virtual DOMing or whatever to figure out.
The what?
Like the diffing, the line cache. However, this officially renders. Never mind. I'm thinking of a JavaScript thing. I'm thinking, I want to make sure the identity doesn't change if the values don't change, which is dumb because it's just going to it's going to delta the lines. There aren't that many pixels on a screen. Terminals are fast.
Probably just going to re-render everything from scratch. That's my cursor.
That's what. Oh, that's your. Okay. Great. Well, let's get the opinions, and then that's the thing that we're gonna do here, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm slowing down here.
That's okay.
Cool. Look at that. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's super fast.
Yeah.
Just keep moving your mouse.
Shade up. Yeah. And then, I don't know. I want. I'm sure there's a bunch. I think the point is there's a bunch of really nice widgets you're supposed to use with this, which would do some of these things for us. But we can, I guess, do.
Like if we had it on hover, it would say. Like if you hover over each opinion, it would say which.
Totally. Yeah. Right. We would make these 2 widgets. I mean, like React stuff. Great. Okay. So I can see how many people agree with each of these.
Mm-hmm. And
we can be like, who is it? YouTube that removed the downvote?
Oh yeah. Nice. And we can see. Oh, apparently tea is healthier than coffee. Has no agrees. So let's change that.
Great. Okay. Looks good. I was moving my mouse, which is why it happened. But yeah, very nice. Okay.
Yeah.
It's got some fans. All right. Well, I think all good.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. That was fun. And especially back when we were doing the
yeah, we got the Convex client working.
Yeah. For me, that was the part that I especially appreciated the support on and the knowledge, obviously. But
there are other parts that we could add too.
Yeah.
At some point. If you want to add like mutations or.
Oh yeah, right, of course. Yeah, okay. Let's while we're here, what's the right API? What's an ideal API look like in here? If we've got our, I don't even want to look in here. In what is the, what's the API we really want here? It is C is a new convex of a URL. It's C dot already. We have on query where you query.
Yeah, so that's a good one, and then you might also want a separate API if you want to get all of the results at once.
Right. And then it's tempting to say like there should just be one API, but
Yeah.
reasonable. Okay, so on query is one way you can do it. That's a very reasonable way to do it, but
that is not how a React client works.
yeah, or you should be able to say subscribe or something, or like what you add callbacks to these, but they all get called at once. That's the point.
Yeah, I
Like,
think so.
Then in that case,
Yeah, you add callbacks and then they all get called at once while there is a re-render going on.
And what does it mean to call them all at once? They just get called in a blocking way without yielding to the event loop.
Yes.
Or something.
Exactly.
And okay,
As part
so
of,
we
like,
want
the render
the
event.
guarantee that these are synchronous callbacks, and we will call them all at once. It doesn't seem like I think it'd be an okay API for this, right?
Yeah.
I guess it'd be fun if this was just that, but I think that just works.
I think you actually
wire.
can just do that.
Okay. Right, so it looks like that. But if we have two of them,
I think that's actually what I did for all of my other
okay, nice.
examples.
But they'll both be called synchronously in some undetermined order is the goal here.
Yeah.
And I guess the other thing you could do is you could say, I don't know, add query, where you just list the query and then you set the, when you create it, this is like the on change.
On transition.
And then, right, transition, great. And that's the React one, where that's the default for what you get. And yeah, that seems, and then what does this do? What's the API of on transition? Yeah.
In the React client?
Or I guess in our made up Python client. What's ideal? It passes you a dictionary of values by query. It's
complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. The React one passes in I don't think it passes in anything, but
I think right. But you have to use the watch thing, and then another thing you could do is we could have an API for getting the current value for something,
yes,
right, or the cached value.
Definitely has that.
Local.
And add optimistic updates on top
Right.
of that.
Oh, right. Yeah. I might put punt on optimistic. Well, yeah. Okay, so would this be a reasonable API then? You just add these different queries, and they will be called synchronously. So, I mean,
yeah, they'll get
in
called,
some
and
set order.
That's a good way of thinking about it. Saying like, the transition function is just like all of the callbacks get called inside the same tick of the event loop.
Which in Python is like, yeah, that's how most of our. I mean, we are doing async stuff here, but
yeah,
I'm used
and
to
in
thinking.
React it's fine.
Right. In React, we
in other
batch the
languages,
updates. Is the other thing.
Hard. Other languages, it wouldn't be that easy because they don't have.
Yeah,
like,
sure. That notion
an
of like,
event
hey,
loop.
please stop the world and
Yeah.
run this function and then this function and then this function.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so
and
this
then you
would be a
probably
fine
want
API.
Mutation
Right.
API.
Should we just call them directly, or do we want to build those functions? I would say just call them directly, right? Like mutation
Either.
or mutate. It's a verb if we're calling it directly. What's one of your opinions? Upvote or something?
Sure.
Upvote the opinion ID. It's opinion 13 that I want to upvote.
Yeah.
Anything else?
So in all of my examples, I also split it out like we do in our React client, and I'm not really sure why. Like you could call mutate upvote, and then that returns a function that you then call.
Got it.
With the
I can see
args.
that being, for the optimistic updates API that we use in the React client, that is helpful, sort of, because we modify
That's
that
true.
thing. But if I'm not implementing that for now, or if we're not implementing that for now, then I guess it'd be fine.
This is totally fine. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Great. And then with this, we can build our battleship or whatever in this thing, such that it just
Do you want to like build a
publishes the
battleship
stuff.
game or something?
I can do battle. Yeah. I think I want to take one of the anything we've already done in like maybe golf, but probably not that. Something we've already done in Convex and just build a terminal UI for it. Battleship would be great though, right? That's pretty
Yeah, that's
It's not a grid.
It's grid like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just errors if
it
it's
needs
smaller than a
some
certain
reactive
size.
stuff.
Yeah. Gosh, it's just maybe shared cursors in a terminal would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Not multiplayer Snake where it has to be really live, but just something where you can see other people. I don't know. I think it'd be fun Battleship, but you could see the other person's cursor hovering over while they're thinking about where to go, or something.
That sounds like cheating.
Yeah. Well, no. You have the stress of thinking like, uh-oh, I hope they don't.
Oh, when they're guessing yours.
While they're guessing, yeah. And their mouse is moving around, and you're watching, just being scared or something. Okay, great. Well, that seems good. All right.
This is great.
Thanks.
I wish we could get it to be fully reactive, but it was.
Yeah. Let's look into it. We can link this stream to Will, the maintainer of this, the author, and I'm sure there's just something. Yeah, there's got to be just some.
We must be doing something weird.
Right. And we're just pattern matching. We don't.
Yeah.
We haven't read the docs. Yeah. All right. Okay. How do I stop streaming? I think I have it here. Great.
Thank you all for listening.
Yeah. Thank you.